It might be therapeutic for me to just talk about it. I'm in the position I'm in now. I'm grateful for it. I'm able to give this message and this opportunity for people to learn from my mistakes and for me to tell them my story.
While most NFL players gain fame on-field prowess, Josh Gordon has gotten attention primarily for his frequent suspensions from the league. Gordon was born in Houston, Texas, on April 13, 1991, to Elaine and Harold Gordon. He went to Lamar High School in Houston, where he was into football, basketball, and track. In football, he caught 20 passes for 363 yards and 4 touchdowns as a junior. The following year, he earned first-team All-District 25A honors by racking up 25 receptions for 531 yards and 9 touchdowns. His struggles with substance abuse began as far back as his college years. Gordon accepted a football scholarship to Baylor University, choosing it over other Division I offers because of his supervised probation that restricted him to stay in Texas. However, during his sophomore year in October 2010, he and teammate Willie Jefferson were found asleep in a Taco Bell drive-thru with marijuana discovered in Jefferson's car. Jefferson, the driver, was dismissed from the team for a second offense, while Gordon received a suspension. In July 2011, Gordon faced indefinite suspension from head coach Art Briles after failing a drug test for marijuana. In August 2011, Gordon transferred to the University of Utah but couldn't play in the 2011 season because he declared too late for the supplemental draft that year. Gordon was drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the second round of the 2012 supplemental draft. He signed a 4-year, $5.3 million deal with the Browns on July 16, 2012. In his rookie season, Gordon emerged as one of the top young wide receivers from the 2012 draft class. He caught 50 passes for 805 yards and scored 5 touchdowns. His first NFL touchdown came in Week 5 against the New York Giants, where he had 2 catches for 82 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gordon's first 100-yard game came in Week 13 against the Oakland Raiders, hauling in 6 catches for 116 yards and a touchdown. He also set a then-career high with 8 catches against the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 14. Then followed a suspension that disrupted his career. On June 7, 2013, the NFL announced that Gordon faced a suspension for the first 2 games of the 2013 season due to violating the league's substance abuse policy. Upon his return, he made a stunning impact, catching 10 passes for 146 yards and a touchdown in a thrilling 31-27 victory over the Minnesota Vikings. His standout performances continued with 5 receptions for 132 yards and a touchdown against the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 8, and 5 catches for 125 yards and a touchdown against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 11. In Week 12, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Gordon exploded with 237 receiving yards, followed by a jaw-dropping 261 yards against the Jacksonville Jaguars the next week, marking the first time in NFL history that a wide receiver achieved consecutive 200-yard games in the regular season. He continued his stellar form with 7 receptions for 151 yards and a touchdown against the New England Patriots in the subsequent game. Gordon's remarkable stretch of 774 receiving yards over 4 games set a new NFL record. Recognized for his exceptional season, Gordon was named the Cleveland Chapter PFWA Player of the Year on December 26, 2013. The very next day, he received his first Pro Bowl selection. By the end of the 2013 season, Gordon had amassed 87 receptions, 9 receiving touchdowns, and led the league with 1,646 receiving yards in just 14 games. His stellar performance earned him first-team All-Pro honors, solidifying his status among the NFL's elite. Then, he faced an arrest that severely damaged his reputation more than ever before. On July 5, 2014, Gordon faced arrest for driving while impaired in Raleigh, North Carolina. Later, on August 27, 2014, Gordon confirmed that the NFL had suspended him for a year due to violating the league's substance abuse policy. However, on September 19, 2014, his suspension was reduced to 10 games under the updated NFL drug policy. Gordon eventually returned to play on November 17. Just a month later, on December 27, 2014, 2014, exactly 1 year after his Pro Bowl selection. The Browns suspended Gordon from the final game of the season for violating team rules. Due to these suspensions, Gordon's participation in the 2014 season was limited to just 5 games, during which he caught 24 passes for 303 yards. He then faced a severe blow when the NFL suspended him for the entire season. Gordon faced another setback in his career when he was suspended for the entire 2015 NFL season for violating the league's substance abuse policy. This suspension stemmed from his guilty plea to a driving while impaired charge in September 2014, which led him into the NFL's substance abuse program. As part of the program's requirements, he was barred from consuming alcohol. The suspension began on February 3, 2015, and he was ineligible to return until the beginning of the 2016 season. On January 20, 2016, Gordon submitted a request to the NFL for reinstatement, hoping to return to football after his previous suspension. Unfortunately, his request was denied in March, when he reportedly failed another drug test. After a turbulent period, Gordon received reinstatement from the NFL on July 25, 2016. He was allowed to join the Browns for training camp, but faced another setback, a 4-game suspension at the start of the 2016 season. Then, on September 29, 2016, just before his scheduled return to the field, Gordon made a surprising decision. He chose to step away from football temporarily to enter an inpatient rehabilitation facility. In a statement, he expressed his need to focus on his personal well-being, stating, "After careful thought and deep consideration, I've decided to prioritize entering an inpatient rehabilitation facility over my football career with the Browns. This decision is crucial for me to regain control of my life and strive toward fulfilling my potential as a person. I'm grateful for the support from the NFL, NFLPA, the Browns, my teammates, my agent, and the community during this challenging time." His continued violations piled up, ultimately leading him to retire. On March 1, 2017, Gordon again applied to the league for reinstatement, but was denied on May 11, 2017. On November 1st, Gordon was finally reinstated, but on a conditional basis, meaning that he would be eligible to return in Week 13. He was officially activated off the commissioner's exempt list on November 30, 2017, for the Browns' Week 13 game against the Los Angeles Chargers. He finished the game with 85 receiving yards in a 19-10 Browns loss. On December 10, 2017, while playing the Green Bay Packers, Gordon scored his first touchdown since the 2013 season. Gordon played in only 1 game for the Browns in 2018. During Week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, he made a late-game reception for a 17-yard touchdown, resulting in a 21-21 tie following overtime. The following week, the Browns indicated that they would be parting ways with Gordon after he violated the team's trust. Initially, it was reported that the Browns finally lost patience with him after he injured his hamstring during an off-field event on September 12th. The Browns had been led to believe he was shooting a promotional video for his clothing line and didn't know he was in his 40s. However, it was later reported that there were multiple factors in the decision to part ways with the troubled receiver. Reportedly, the Browns were angered when he reported to practice 10 minutes late on September 13th and was not himself. According to the Plain Dealer, the Browns feared that he was struggling to stay sober and had done everything they believed they could do to keep him on the right path. After starting with the Cleveland Browns and making a significant impact early on, he faced multiple suspensions due to violations of the NFL's substance abuse policy. Despite these setbacks, Gordon showed flashes of brilliance on the field, setting records and earning accolades when active. He had brief stints with other teams like the New England Patriots and Seattle Seahawks, but ongoing issues led to repeated suspensions and challenges with staying eligible to play. Even in alternative leagues like the Fan-Controlled Football League and the XFL, Gordon showcased his talent before ultimately deciding against continuing his career in professional football. Now that is what a controversial career is, right? Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and while you are at it, comment letting us know who to cover next.